So I am going to start a small vlog. I think it's called a vlog. Why? I am scheduled in for a surgery quite soon. I've had an injury that I picked up playing rugby years ago. Rehabbed it a little bit. Probably didn't take care of it as best I could. And then just before Christmas, I was putting down a bar in the gym, and my whole back seized up. A lot of pain, a lot of pins and needles, all that kind of stuff. Got a great physio, so I went in for a few weeks, and we kind of got rid of the pain, but I still had these pins and needles in my fingers that I was worried about. So we decided we'd get an MRI, and we discovered that there is a disc issue. I have a disc issue in my C6 area of my back. So after speaking to the consultant and discussing it with the physio, we've kind of decided, look, a surgery is the best option here, in that we are going to do a discectomy and a fusion, which means that we're going to go in there. Well, I'm not going to. The surgeon is going to go in there. He's going to take out the disc that I have. I have a bulging disc that's pressing on a nerve, so he's going to take out that disc, and he's going to put in an artificial disc, and then he's going to fuse those two vertebrae together with metal plate. Obviously, it's not. Obviously, with every operation, there's a risk, and because obviously it's on your spinal column, it's risky. But I have faith, like it's not. I don't think this is life threatening. I'm not looking at it like that. It is a serious surgery though. So the thing that scares me the most is the rehab after it. I'm a very active person. I like to go to the gym a few times a week. I like to lift weights. I like to lift heavy weights. I like to challenge myself, even though I am a lazy person as well. I'd stay in bed for hours, but I also like to get myself out of my comfort zones. And I think after the surgery is going to be very difficult, because I'm going to be looking at 6 weeks minimum, where the amount of work I can do will be very, very diminished. It'll be a long time before I'm back to the same level of activity as I am doing now. And just out of curiosity, I started doing some testing this week, and I've hit some of my biggest lifts ever. I've never lifted weights as heavy, which is kind of a bittersweet, because you're kind of like, great, I can really do this. And then you're facing into, 2 months of not being able to do anything. Which, I don't know how long it's going to be before I get back there. I suppose one of the reasons that I am going to do this, I'm not even sure if I'm going to share this video online yet. I probably won't until the end, until it's kind of out of it. But I would see a lot of people come into me in the gym, and they would say, I've had this operation and I've had that operation. And it's not even a physical thing about bodies. It's a lot of the mental stuff, where people are genuinely in a bad place. They might be really down because they've had an operation. Maybe they can't do what they used to do, and they've put on a few pounds and they feel terrible. Or maybe someone can't play a sport anymore, and they've lost that whole camaraderie of your friends and meeting up a couple of times a week. Or maybe it can be just as simple as you can't play around with the kids anymore. So I suppose loads of people have gone through this before me. And I've seen the journeys that go on. That's why it makes it a little bit scary, because I'm kind of like, Jesus, I hope I don't fall into that kind of category. But hopefully, fingers crossed, the surgery goes well, the rehab goes well, and in 3 or 4 months from now, I will have a catalogue of this journey. I'm going to maybe do a video the day before surgery, a couple of days after surgery, a couple of weeks after surgery, doing the rehab, and then maybe a proper vlog of the rehab for the 6 to 8 weeks afterwards, to see what it's like. And I suppose my goal here is to prove to people that even though these things happen, these things come up, you can deal with them, you can get the help you need, and you can come out the other side of it and get right back to where you are before you went in for it, or even improve on it. Loads of people have said to me as well, oh, Jez, you'll have to give up rugby now, you have an injury. I don't accept that for a second. People say, oh, you won't be able to lift the same kind of weights in the gym now anymore. Don't accept that either. I do accept that I'll have to be clever, and that there are certain things that I might not be able to do anymore. And I understand that, and I'm okay with that. But then there's other things where I'm kind of like, this isn't just going to be an option where I can kind of use this as an excuse. Oh, well, I can get fat now, and I don't have to go to the gym anymore. I can't go to the gym because I've had surgery in my back. That's an excuse. I want to use this to kind of help people along and say, I've been through it as well. I know what it's like. Probably going to be a couple of dark places in the next couple of weeks or months, where I'm frustrated that I can't do what I used to do, frustrated that I am probably going to miss out on things that I want to do and won't be able to do them, frustrated that I was not able to do what I could do previously. So yeah, this is the beginning of it. And to be honest with you, the little voices in your head are already talking to you. I mean, even it was a couple of nights ago that I decided I was going to go ahead with the surgery, and I didn't sleep a whole lot that night. You know, I was thinking about the surgery and thinking about what it is these people are going to do. You know, they're going to cut me open and start playing with my spine. So yeah, it kind of plays tricks on you, and then I kind of had to just again think about, right, put that out of my head. The people that I'm dealing with are super professional, really, really good people. I'm lucky that I had good people around me that got me a good consultant. So yeah, here we go. Here's a journey for 2021 that we weren't expecting, but let's see what happens. So video 2 of this vlog I'm at. It is a day before my operation. I've had to go to Dublin to the hospital for what's called a pre-operation assessment. So first thing I had to do was get a COVID test done, because we're still in COVID environments and all that kind of crack, and you obviously can't go into a hospital without it, so that's all good. And then I had to get a whole load of other simple things, like, you know, I had to go into the nurse and you had to talk about your, I suppose, your medical history. You had to get my blood pressure taken, had to get my bloods done, had to get an x-ray on my chest, had to get an x-ray on my spine, sorry. So that's it. I'm on the way home now, and I am stopped at Mackie D's. Can't be Mackie D's chips for some of these. A lot of people as well think I don't eat shit food or junk food. Of course I do. I just try not to eat a whole lot of it, okay? Just because you're in fitness doesn't mean you can't spoil yourself every now and then. So we're ready to go. The operation is tomorrow. Up until now, I had one kind of night where I was a bit worried about it. I haven't been overly worried about it. I'm not overly worried about the surgery, because the people, the doctors and nurses that are doing it are, I mean, they're absolutely quality. They know what they're doing. They're professionals. This is what they chose to do for a living. So I have a lot of trust in them. I don't, you know, and you know, you have to sign all the waivers to say, you know, things can go wrong in surgeries and all this kind of stuff all the time, and I understand that. I completely understand that, and I know that there are risks, but I, you know, trust the guys that I'm dealing with. The biggest thing, the scariest thing for me is going to be from next week onwards. So once I'm out of the hospital and I'm back at home, how do I get back to where I am today as quickly as I can without, I suppose, without messing myself up or whatever. So yeah, that's the height of it. So I've had my everything that I need to do done. I've got to go home tonight. I've got to fast. Really not looking forward to that. That's the one thing you kind of like, oh fuck's sake, what does that mean? How long am I going to be without eating? And then I have to be in quite early in the morning, but there's a kind of a list of patients, and I think I'm third on the list, so that'll probably mean my operation won't be until mid-afternoon, could even be late afternoon, which means what time am I going to eat at tomorrow? I'll be very hungry, and then it's going to be hospital food. And then I was wondering, I was like, I wonder could you order Domino's to the hospital, but sure, like, they won't allow the delivery guy in, so, oh yeah, I don't know, I'll have to, I don't know, give some dude that works in the hospital a tenner to go buy me a pizza. But anyways, that's a separate story. So yeah, ready to go. There's nothing else I can do to get ready for this operation. I've done everything I'm supposed to do. Just gotta get it done. The next time you speak to me, hopefully these pins and needles that I'm having in my arm and my fingertips will be gone. Yeah. So it is the evening of the surgery. I had surgery this morning, and I am very sore, obviously very hoarse, so this will be a short one. That's because of the surgery. Overriding feeling is that I feel a little bit like a fraud in this hospital. I'm here because of, obviously it's a disc issue on my back, and I had problems, but there's so many other people in this hospital that are so much worse off than I am, so it actually kind of makes you think, fuck, thank God, is this something else? Second thing is, the people in this place are just magicians. It's incredible, fucking the stuff to do and the professionalism to do with is amazing. The surgeon came in a little while ago. I had a quick chat with him. Lovely fella, actually. Lovely fella. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know what else to say really. Surgery's over with. Surgery went well. Pins and needles that I had in my arms gone. Super result. Obviously very, very sore. When I came around after the surgery, no pain whatsoever. Obviously the anaesthetic or whatever. So, and I just had a really sore throat. But as the day went on, the pain started to kick in. So I'm fucking high as a kite now on drugs, painkillers and stuff, which you know, which is, I suppose, you know, it is what it is. And yeah, it's interesting. Like they were like, you know, you've had the surgery done, you need to be up and around in a couple of hours. So I'm out for a bit of a walk around here because your arse falls asleep from sitting in the bed. So I go for a walk every now and then. But yeah, look, surgery was a success. I think at the moment, no major dramas or outcomes or anything like that. And as I said before, now it's into the bit that scares me most. It wasn't the rehab, or sorry, it wasn't the surgery, because I had a lot of faith and trust in the people that were doing the surgery and the nursing staff here. What really scares me is the rehab and making sure that I do that there, because a lot of that is going to be on me. Now we have a great physio, Eamon's going to be brilliant as well, so I kind of a lot of trust there as well, so it makes you feel good that, you know, in case you have another professional looking after you when you leave the hospital. But it's about doing the right stuff, I suppose, myself. So yeah, surgery done. But pack up back on the mash now and get back to being a patient. So day after surgery, just up walking around again. Did not sleep at all. Just the nature of the surgery. It's in there between my shoulder blades. Is where your C7 is. C6, C7 is the area that I had a discectomy on and a fusion. So all you could really do is lie on your back. You can't roll over, you can't twist, you can't turn. Just didn't get a whole lot of sleep. But it's done. It's improved. Up and walking around, eating a lot more again. Starting to feel a bit, well, I won't say normal, but if anything, I'm starting to feel a little bit frightened in that, you know, the nurse was in this morning and they're like, you know, it'll be 6 weeks before you can do anything. I was like, oh Jesus, it's a long time, you know. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I kind of thought by 6 weeks I'll be doing a lot of rehab stuff, but probably not. So today is Sunday. Surgery was Tuesday, and overall recovery going well. Not overly painful. I was expecting to be an awful lot more painful, although they'd give me like the world of drugs leaving the hospital and stuff. They gave me like Oxy something, which is like a super strong painkiller that you're supposed to take that if you're in dire pain. Then they gave me like a step down for that, which was Diafine, and they give you tummy stuff because Diafine kind of wrecks your belly. And then they gave me a full tub of paracetamol. So they give you loads of painkillers checking out of the hospital. But thankfully I haven't. I've taken a couple of Diafine. The first night was kind of hard to sleep. And then I was stiff and sore when I got up in the morning, so Diafine for that. But other than that, I haven't really needed to take a huge amount of pain relief, thankfully. Still quite sore to swallow. You can see the little plaster there. That's the height of it. There's a little incision under that. Quite stiff and sore, so don't have a huge amount of movement in my neck. But I suppose from my neck down, it's fine. Like I'm able to walk around, you know, pottering around the house here. You're able to get up and watch telly. You're able to do stuff. You know, it's not like we're crippled or anything like that. But yeah, so it's not even a week since surgery, and it is looking like it's going to be quite a long recovery. Kind of funny, the surgeon told me that I will be back on a bike within 2 weeks and you could be back in a gym at 4 weeks. But yeah, I'd be interested to see how quickly that goes. Just the reason I'm
concerned about that is because when I came out of the surgery, the nurse actually came around to me the day after and was like explaining, you know, we've put in a fake disc there that has to fuse with the vertebrae above and below. That's not going to happen in a couple of days. Like, that'll take 4 to 6 weeks for that to fuse. They put in a little plate then as well to keep everything in line. That's also got to fuse to the bone. Again, that's not going to happen in a week. It'll take more like 4 to 6 weeks. The nurse did tell me, like, week 1 to week 6 is just recovery. You're not allowed to do anything. And then from week 6 to 3 months is your actual rehab phase, which is not how I understood it before the surgery. You know, if I knew I was looking at a fucking 3-month recovery, I would have been like, I probably still would have got the surgery, but I would have thought about it a lot more. You know, 3 months not being able to do my job is going to be hard. Look, we're still in COVID, so we could still be closed 3 months from now. Who knows? But yeah. But anyway, overall, week of the surgery went well. Not overly painful. Yeah, did lose a little bit of weight. I think I'm down like 6 kilos. And that's probably just because my calorie intake is less than what it normally is when I'm my everyday self. But again, I'm not exercising, I'm not lifting weights, so my calorie intake doesn't need to be that high anyway. But plus, it was quite hard to swallow after the surgery for a couple of days, so that's probably why I lost a little bit more there. But yeah, so overall, the week of the surgery is positive. Get to meet the physio next week, and then we'll let you know. Probably no point making another video until I meet the physio, because nothing's really going to happen. Don't really need to report anything. But yeah, let's see what the physio says next week, and we'll make a new video about the rehab going forward from there.